What's up, fourth grade? This is Mr. Cole from Serenity Impact with you, ready for lesson 3. Can't believe we're already on lesson 3. So, lesson 3, can you guess what it's about? Drum roll, please. Lesson 3 is actually called System Check. So, Mr. Cole, what do you mean by system check? I mean, we are going to identify and manage our emotions. We're going to learn how to check our emotions, check how we are feeling. Before we get into that, we're going to do a little recap. So let's look back at page 5 in our workbooks where it says decision making steps. Does this look familiar, fourth grade? It should. All right, so what are the 4 decision making steps? So the first one is stop. Remember that? We're going to go ahead and stop. The second one is think. We're going to take a moment and we're going to think about what decision to make. What are our options? The third one is to act. Remember, just think like Nike. You just have to act it out. You just have to do it, right? And the last one is to reflect. We have to look back and think, how did that decision go? Would I make that decision again? We will see. All right, great job, you guys. Great recap. So now we're going to get into today's lesson. Today we are talking about mixed emotions. So right here, I just have a few questions that I want you guys to take a look at. So first one is, what is an example of an emotion? Think about it. What are some emotions? You may have felt these emotions today. All right. Do you think that our emotions can affect our ability to make a decision? So we talked about good decisions last week, and today we're talking about emotions. Are they connected? I am going to go ahead and tell you, yes, they are connected. All right. So have you ever made a bad decision, you guys? Or a decision when you were mad? Yes, me too. I'm gonna go ahead and raise my hand. Mr. Cole has made a bad decision before, a poor choice before, when he was mad. Did you regret that decision? Have you regret your decision? This is kind of like the reflection step. Would you do it again? Do you regret it? All right. So our emotions can affect our decision making. If you ignore your feelings or allow them to build up, that just leads to poor choices and ultimately a poor direction. All right, so we're going to move on. All right, go ahead and open your workbook to page 8, section titled Mixed Feelings. All right, so what I need you guys to do first for this activity is I need you to find a partner. Go ahead and partner up with someone. Give you guys a few seconds to do that. 3, 2, 1. All right, so now you guys have a partner, you have a neighbor. All right, so here we have our 4 feelings that we will be talking about today. Okay, so on page 8, you should have the option of listing which words go with which feelings. So what's this first feeling right here with the where the emoji is smiling? That one looks a lot like happy, right? And then we have the one where the emoji has big eyes and he's frowning. That one looks very much like sad. And then we have the one where the emoji's eyes are just big and ghostly and he's turning blue and he has his hands on his cheeks. I think he's scared. I think he's experiencing some fear. And then last but not least, we have the one where the emoji his face is turning red, which means he's angry. All right. So go ahead and use your word box on page 8 to figure out which 2 words go with each of our 4 feelings. And I'm going to give you guys a minute to do so and utilize your partner. Use your partner. Let your partner help you. And are y'all ready? Your minute starts now. All right, you guys, awesome job. So we're going to go over these words. So let's start with the first one. Let's start with happy. So what words could go with happy? I think from the word box, the word glad sounds a lot like happy, and the word ecstatic sounds a lot like happy, right? Those are words you would use to describe that you're happy, right? Fourth grade? All right, awesome. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the second one. We're going to go ahead and do the sad one. So what are some words that describe sad or being sad? If I were to describe me being sad, I would probably use the word blue or heartbroken. Heartbroken just means like you're very, very sad. All right, great job, you guys. We're going to move on to the next one. So now we are on scared. Oh, I gave it to you. So the first one is terrified, right? Another word for scared is terrified. If you guys ever been to a haunted house during Halloween time, you usually get terrified, right? And the second word is startled. And that's maybe just like a little scared, like maybe a friend popped up on you, pulled a little prank on you. Startled, right? And then now we are on angry, and the word is grouchy. One of the words is grouchy. When we're a little angry or just a little frustrated, maybe we might be a little grouchy. I know when I get up in the morning, I might be grouchy. Who else is with me? Raise your hand. All right, and then another word for angry is furious. Now that is another level of angry. That means you are very angry and very upset. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and break this down really quickly. So let's start with the happy words. So we have glad. So would glad mean that you are a little or a lot happy? Glad means that you're a little happy, right? Just a subtle happy, like a content happy. Let's go ahead and go on to sadness. So if you're sad and you're blue, you are just a little sad, right? Like you're doing okay, but you're just a little sad. You might be having a bad day. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to fear. So we have terrified. So would terrified mean that you're a little fearful or a lot fearful? So terrified would probably mean that you're a lot fearful, but startled means that you're a little fearful. All right, last but not least, angry. So we have grouchy, right? Was grouchy, remember what Mr. Cole said, is grouchy like a little angry or a lot angry? Like a little mad or a lot mad? I would say grouchy is a little mad. You're just only a little bit mad, but you're going to be okay. So let's go through them again, though, and let's do the ones where you're very much those feelings. So we had the word ecstatic. That one would mean that you are a lot happy. And then we have the word heartbroken, which means you are a lot sad. And then we have terrified, which we said was a lot scared or a lot fearful. And then last but not least, we have furious, which means we're a lot angry. Is all this making sense to you guys? Awesome. Okay, great job. All right, so we're going to move on. Now, there are different words to describe these feelings. It's not just happy, sad, angry, and fear, right? We have other words to describe these feelings. And our bodies let us know to what degree we feel those emotions, just like we did in the exercise. So, for example, I know that I am grouchy when I feel my face frown, maybe, and my eyes scrunch up. Maybe like this, or like this emoji right here. Right? Usually when our face looks like that, we're probably a little grouchy. Another example, I know that I am furious when I feel my face getting really hot and my fists clench and my heart starts beating faster. Usually, those are indicators of being furious. So maybe your face looks like this, maybe your hands look like this, and your heart maybe not look like that, but it's going to probably beat really fast. All right, great job, you guys. Stay with me. Okay, so go ahead and turn to page 8, in your book, section titled Know the Signals. All right, so I have a question for you. What physical signals do you feel when you are angry? For me personally, I feel I have the clenched teeth and the clenched fist. And like we said on the other slide, a heart that's beating faster. Would any of y'all agree? Raise your hand. All right, so let's try another one. What physical signals do you feel when you are sad? You might be crying. Crying is a huge factor, a huge indicator that you are sad. A lot of people also, they get a lump in their throat when they're sad, right? They feel like there's just like something lodged or stuck right here when they're sad or getting ready to cry. All right, we're going to move on, you guys, to page 9. Go ahead and turn to page 9 in our workbook, section titled Feelings and Emotions. All right, so first off, I need you to find a partner. I'll give you like 3 seconds to find a partner. All right, so you guys should have a partner. You should have a neighbor. All right, so with your partner, you are going to read each situation on page 9. Once they're read, go ahead and write down what that would make you feel like, right? Go ahead and think about it. Stop, think, practice those decision-making steps, and think about how this would make me feel if this was me. All right, last but not least, you're then going to describe your body and what it would do if you were feeling those emotions. So what that means is you can use page 8 to help you do that. Last but not least, very important part. So not everyone will feel the same from these stories. It's okay to have different emotions when different things go on with each other. All right, so let's do the first one together. So the first one says, when you get home from school today, your mom meets you in the kitchen and asks you to sit down. She begins to tell you that your dog Roscoe was hit by a car this morning. All right, so I'm very aware, Mr. Cole is very aware that not everyone's dog's name is Roscoe, but go ahead and think about a dog that you have, or if you don't have a dog, if you were to have a dog, how would this make you feel? Take a second, think about it. Go ahead and write it down on page 9. Use page 8 to figure out what your body may be doing. All right, so for Mr. Cole personally, if I found out that my dog was ran over, I'd probably be very sad, and I'd probably be bawling my eyes out. I'd probably be crying. And like we said earlier, crying is a huge indicator that you are sad. All right, so that was a great one we did together. So let's go ahead and do this next one with our partner, and I am going to give you guys 30 seconds to do so. Is everybody ready? All right, so your 30 seconds start now. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and bring it back to Mr. Cole. All right, so I want to hear some of y'all's thoughts. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. I know you guys already read it, but I'm going to go ahead and read it. So you were just assigned a book report. In order to make a good grade, you had to present your report in front of the entire class. Okay, now go ahead and share your thoughts. How would this make you feel? I'm listening. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so Mr. Cole is going to let you know that those are very valid feelings. All right, so next step, what may your body be doing? Go ahead and shout it out. You can go ahead and shout it out. All right, great answers, you guys. So for me personally, for Mr. Cole personally, if I had to do this when I was in school, I'd be a little nervous. So it might make me startled. Like that's what we talked about, a word we talked about earlier, right? It might startle me having to present a whole presentation in front of the class in fourth grade. It might startle me just a little. So what does that look like? I might get sweaty palms. We already talked about this a lot, but my heart might be beating a little fast. So your heart also beats a little fast when you're startled and when you're nervous. So for me personally, that's probably what I would be feeling. All right, great job, you guys. So we have one last one. Let me give you guys 30 seconds to work with your partner. Are y'all ready? And go. All right, so let's bring it back. Bring it back to Mr. Cole. All right, so this is the last one. This one's pretty interesting. I'm going to go ahead and read it again to you guys. So you finally get your individual grade back for a group project that you worked really hard to complete. You find out that the kid in your group who didn't do his share of work got a higher grade than you. How would that make you feel? All right, go ahead and shout some answers to me one last time. How would that make you feel? You can use the feelings that are from page 8, or you can make up your own feelings that you know. All right, keep shouting to me. All right, great job, you guys. All right, so now what would your body might be doing? That's fair. Your feelings are valid. Yes, your body might be doing that. Okay, so for me personally, if I found out, it's been a while since Mr. Cole has done a group project, but if I found out someone who didn't do their part got a higher grade than me, I'd probably be furious. Mr. Cole cares a lot about his grades, so I'd probably be furious. What would my body be doing? Again, with the heart beating really fast, my heart would probably be beating out of my chest almost, and also I'd probably be breathing hard, probably be like doing a lot of sighing, just man. Yeah, but that's what I personally would do. Great job with that activity, you guys. All right, so we're going to go over a few things before we end here. So, few questions. Why is it important to manage your emotions? Shout out some answers to me really quickly. All right, great thoughts. So, when you manage your emotions, you can think clearly so you can choose healthy ways to express your feelings. So, let's go back to the scenario we just finished. So, I said that I cared a lot about my grades. If I got a low grade, I'd probably be furious, right? So, what if I didn't manage my emotions? It could lead to bad decisions, right? Unhealthy decisions, like maybe wanting to fight, wanting to punch something, wanting to kick something, right? Is that how we manage our emotions? No, that's not how we manage our emotions. But if I manage them a healthy way, what would that look like? Go ahead and shout out one example for me. All right, great example. On top of that, you could also talk to your teacher and be like, hey, this is how our group project went, and this is how I feel about my grade. You can use an iMessage. And basically what an iMessage is you sharing how you feel. So with this scenario, you might say, I feel furious about my grade to your teacher. But you can do this to anyone. You can do that with a parent, a friend, a family member, whoever you need to talk to about your feelings. But back to this. So it is important for you to manage your feelings and make healthy ways of expressing your feelings, because it goes back to last week's lesson, right? About making healthy decisions, making good decisions, and not poor ones. And then even further, and ultimately, it goes back to your goal. I hope you guys are still working on your goal from week 1. And hopefully, you guys now understand how checking your emotions, doing a systems check, ultimately leads you to achieving your goal. So y'all did great today. So go ahead and give your guys a pat on the back, round of applause. Reward yourself in some way because y'all did awesome. And this is all I have for you guys. I can't wait to see you guys next week. Go ahead and have a great day.